It's absolutely massive. It consists of around 300 different species, and 17 of these are what we like to call macaws. Now over here we've got Olive. Olive is going to start today's show for us. She is a hybrid macaw, and you can actually see that she's all these different colours, and that's because a hybrid means that she's been crossbred, and that's why she's turned out to be that way. Now she's not the best of talkers. She can only say one word, and it's rubbish. But it is hello, and the more we practice it, the better she'll get. So let's see if we can get a nice big hello. 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 It gets better by the day. Now take a look at Olive's face there, and you'll see that it's covered in those tiny individual feathers. Now we call that part of a parrot a lors, and it doesn't really do anything. It kind of acts like a fingerprint that we have. All our patterns are completely individual. It's the same with these birds. If you put two together, those feathers are not going to be arranged in the same way. And she's also got that huge beak, capable of breaking those tough nuts in the wild, and it can also take off like my fingers. That just goes to show how strong their beak can be. And she's also got didactically a very big and confusing word, but it actually means something very simple. Olive has two toes that face forward and two toes that face backwards as well. Perfectly designed for holding onto my stick here, but it also applies to if they're in the wild. You find parrots spending most of the time in the treetops, so those feet are designed in that way so they can manoeuvre around even on wobbly branches, and they're going to stay pretty sturdy. Now we're going to set Olive off on a very simple puzzle on the table. She loves doing this bit, she gets really excited about it. But these birds are super intelligent. They have the intelligence of about a 2 to 3-year-old child. You've got to keep their brain active every day with different activities. But when you're teaching them something for the first time, over you come, you want to keep it nice and simple. So I've laid out these shapes beneath the holes that they belong in, and you would take your parrot like Olive here, and it doesn't take long with a bit of guidance for them to realise that they're meant to pick up the shape and put it in the hole that you're pointing to. With a bit of repetition, they find it super easy, and it does keep them occupied pretty much all day. Now once they've mastered picking up the shapes and they're comfortable with holding them in their beak, you can actually teach them to do something that's a little bit harder. Olive has learned to memorise each shape, and she knows which hole it goes into. This just proves how smart they can be, so I'll give them a good mix-up, and let's see if without any help she can get them all in the right places. Now it's all down to colour. They can see in colour vision. They can memorise, concentrate, which coloured shape goes to which hole. Now she's been doing this puzzle for 10 years every single day. She does tend to get a bit lazy. You saw her trying to put the triangle in a different hole, but she definitely knows where they all go. Let's give her a little round of applause for that one. That was pretty good. I saw you trying to put that triangle in the wrong one, but you got it right eventually. We'll forgive you. Now, putting Olive back, we're going to move on to a parrot that we like to call the star of our show. If you've ever been to our show before, raise up your hands. Nobody. Oh, we've got a few of you. I see you. Well, you might know who I'm about to bring out next. If you're new to the show, he's the best talker that we have here. You'll definitely be impressed by his talking skills. I know I am. Now, I'm not going to tell you his name. He can do that all by himself. He can't fly, so bear with me while I go and fetch him. It is very windy today for our birds. Now, you can see that he's blue and yellow in colour, and that's why he's called a blue and yellow macaw. Most parrots are named after what their colour is, so it's quite easy to remember, except the odd exception like Olive. He's the, difficult one to remember. But we're going to start with the same thing that Olive did, and it's always a nice big hello. Hello. There we go, a nice hello for you all. What's your name? Charlie, that's right. What's your nickname? A pretty boy, Charlie. And then there's a lovely big kiss from Charlie. Now I'm going to ask him a simple question. He's going to tell you all what his favourite food is. Chocolate. What? Chocolate. What? Chocolate. Oh, I don't think that's the right answer. I'm sure you will all know that parrots do might sneak a biscuit on occasion, but it's very toxic to them. So don't follow Charlie's example and do not feed them chocolate. He actually likes to eat this right here. What's this? What is it? What is it? A peanut, of course. And he can eat them all day, every day. They act like a great reward. And he's also very polite. And if you ever visit Charlie, he will ask you if you want a biscuit. Do you want a biscuit? Do you want a biscuit? Brilliant. It's very difficult for him to say a sentence, but he's been practicing that one. Very well done. Now, his best part of the show, his strongest point, is his impressions. They tend to be animals because that's what he's best at. So we're going to start with a dog. A dog? A big dog. What about a chicken? What's that? Chicken! Now he's been practicing a monster. We called it a sheep to begin with because that's what it sounded like. But he's been stretching it out really long so it kind of sounds like a monster. So ready yourself, Charlie. We want to hear a monster! That's rubbish. A monster! Anna! Scary one! That was not bad, Malton. Now he's also a little bit cheeky and he loves to stick out his tongue for you all. He likes to say, Claire. There. Finds that for me. Just like you do. He likes to join in with the laughing. Now, in the wild, these parrots all look the same colour. So if you spot a female, you need a technique to get her attention. So Charlie wouldn't laugh at her. You would give her a nice big whistle. Of course you would. Now, if you haven't been to the show before, there's a rule here. If you step through this gate, you have to all get involved with me, okay? I feel a bit lonely out here doing all the talking. So Charlie, whenever you say goodbye, if you guys say it him first, everybody with me, and I'm going to say as loud as you can so we can hear it. Bye-bye, Charlie! Bye, Charlie! That was brilliant! What did you say? Yes. Let's give him a round of applause. Yes. Goodbye. We're going to put you away now. I don't know, but it's still at the end. I think he likes someone in our audience today. Now I'm actually going to move on from the parrot family. Well, I'm a lot more out at the end of the show, but for now I'm going to move on to Hornbill. Now, isn't this Hornbill can cause a little bit of a mischief here at the show? She's really very young. She's still learning here at the show. But there she is. We're going to have Josephine out here just to keep an eye on Twiggy while I do all of the chatting. She gets easily confused, especially by the front row string this is. But this is Twiggy. She's a northern or Abyssinian ground hornbill. You can see that her first task, she's going around these perches and finding the food that we've hidden in there for her. Instead of feeding natural behaviour and replicating what she was doing in the wild, they do like to feed on insects and they've got a perfectly designed long beak to reach into those tree stumps and retrieve the beetles that may be hiding inside there. And she's also got a bit of a blue colour on her plate, and that means that she's fully mature and ready to make it in the wild hornbill. And she's also got a incredibly long eyelashes, you can catch a glimpse of them there. They're super long, kind of help to protect her eyes from any distant sand flying about the air, but it also reminds us of a supermodel you may have heard of called Twiggy, hence the name. So to fit in with the supermodel image, she can do a twirl for us. Very pretty. We're actually working on something new with Twiggy. It involves those stunts in the background, but for now she's only in training and she did pretty well there. No shoelaces to the hat. So let's give her a round of applause. Get out here. That was pretty good. Well done to Twiggy. Now we're going to move on to the corvid family next. Now, corvids, just like a widespread species of bird, you can see them absolutely everywhere, including here in Britain. They consist of crows, Now, taking in mind the wind, it's very windy, so please mind your heads. It's going to do a few flights up and down. We don't want any injuries here at the show. Now, dog is nocturnal. It means that she hunts at night, and that's why she's got those incredibly large eyes. They're designed in that way so she can see a bit better in the darkness. And her face is also a little bit heart-shaped. It's quite difficult to see, but it kind of forms a heart, and that resembles a satellite dish for them. So when something makes a noise, these birds have got incredible hearing. With that phrase, they can tell which direction that noise is coming from. Very vital when you're hunting in complete darkness. Now, she's also very noisy, and she does like to have a silent flight. Now, it's very important when these birds feed on things like mice balls and shrews. Those creatures have very good hearing, so these birds need to have a silent flight so they can shoot around and pass on things and be totally unnoticed. So let's give it a quick demonstration. There's no sound whatsoever, apart from this little bell jingling. That's in case she flies off the branch of the tree. Surprisingly, these birds are all camouflaged, and that bell will jingle when she moves, and we can tell which tree she's in and get her back down safely. And we also got those leather straps. They're called jesses. You'll see them on most of our birds that are flying, just for safety. If we don't want our birds to go anywhere, especially when we're moving them around backstage, we can hold on to these jesses and these go and stay nice and safe. Train her. Now, unfortunately, the number of animals here in Britain is over there. Now, out of the bee trees, we haven't been seeing many around anymore. It's really important to help these birds here in Britain. So we have a little Tony parrot, his name is Winston. He'll be able to say that at the end of the show, if any of you have got any monies, if you want to give it to him, like this money box, he'll take it from you off your hand, and it all goes to helping these birds here in the UK. So we very much appreciate it. But for now, let's see if she can do one pineapple flight, and we'll give her a lovely round of applause, because she is doing really well. She's only tiny. Battling this wind is very difficult. Off you go. You can do it. And you can do it. Well done. Now, our final bird that we've got in the display. Got some very noisy jackdaws here today. Now, she's often left till last. She's often referred to as the most unusual bird that we have here, but he's absolutely adorable to me. His name is Derek. Here he is. He's pretty big, to be fair. He is an African vulture. Now, I must point out that he is not a bird of prey like a barnyard. He's more of a scavenger. He's called an opportunistic feeder, and that's because Derek here feeds on any opportunity given. In the wild, they feed on dead animals. We call that carrion. And it's very important that he's got a bald head. Now, that's typical with all species of vulture. If you feed on those dead carcasses, unfortunately what he's going to do is he's going to run up to it and he's going to put that head of his right inside the middle of the carcass to get all of the best bits of the food. So that bald head keeps him very clean and very hygienic. So you can see his lovely bald head in all of its glory moving up the stairs. Now, I am bringing up the stairs for a more important reason. Derek here has got a massive wingspan, very difficult to demonstrate. It can keep him down low. So, again, I put the warning out there. These mind your heads. These are massive birds. Let's see if they'll slow down. They have a flight for you. And that is why we always hear vultures soaring in the sky. They soar absolutely everywhere. They can get one of their thermals, finish those huge wings, and soar for absolutely miles on end. Very important when you're feeding on those dead carcasses to be able to conserve as much energy as possible. Otherwise, you never know when your next source of food is going to be. Now, Derek is a vulture. That's about the best it gets from a vulture, but he definitely knows where he's going. Hopefully, he's going to go back into his cave over there, and if he makes it, we'll give him a clap. Now, unfortunately, we have reached the end of our show here at the show. I hope you've all enjoyed meeting our birds that we have here. Again, any donations would
Wait a minute. Um,